Hello, everybody. I'm Jordan Rocco, and I am bringing you another episode of the World of Sports podcast. This is episode 8, and boy, do we have a good episode for you today, just like always. Just last week, Diego and I started recording. Now we have already posted 8 episodes. Please show some love by subscribing and liking our past videos. And like this video, please. Today's episode is about the conference championship round of the 2018 NFL playoffs. Both the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles advanced to the Super Bowl. First, we are going to discuss the winners of the AFC Championship, the New England Patriots. Whether you love them or hate them, which I'm a hater, you gotta respect them. They're making their 10th Super Bowl appearance as a franchise, and this is the 8th year that head coach Bill Belichick and Tom Brady made it to the Super Bowl together. Tom Brady led the Patriots to a comeback victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Blake Bortles outplayed the GOAT himself for three of the 4 quarters. At one point in the fourth quarter, the Patriots were down by a total of 10 points, but the 40-year-old ageless wonder Tom Brady and the Patriots refused to lose this game. Danny Amendola was the hero for New England. He was beyond clutch by scoring 2 touchdowns. In the fourth quarter, he caught one for 9 yards and the second one for 4 yards, which won the game for the Patriots. Tom Brady finished with 290 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Blake Bortles passed for 3 more yards, 293 yards, and only 1 touchdown. Bortles and the Jaguars showed that they are strong and they'll be back in it next year by almost knocking off the reigning Super Bowl champions. And I mean, if you're a Jaguars fan, you can't be nothing but proud. This team was 3-13 last year. They didn't make the playoffs in years, and now they had a very solid run. They played exceptionally well on defense and had the only turnover of the game, but their defense cannot stop the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Patriots. Now, let's get into the NFC Conference Championship. This game was not as exciting. The Philadelphia Eagles destroyed the Minnesota Vikings 38-7. I mean, come on, Minnesota. Just a week ago, you had a miraculous victory over the New Orleans Saints to make it here, and you didn't show up in the Conference Championship. It's sad that they did not make it because they would have been the first team to have a Super Bowl at home since the Super Bowl is in Minneapolis. But like they say, you win some and you lose some. And they lost some. Nick Foles, the injury replacement for Carson Wentz, who tore his ACL about halfway through the season, had a strong showing. Good old St. Nick passed for 352 yards and 3 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey caught 2 of the 3 touchdowns and had a total of 85 receiving yards. Alshon was picked up in free agency by the Eagles in the offseason, and he was strong for them. Speaking of a good pickup, LeGarrette Blount, who was also picked up in the free agency, scored the only Eagles rushing touchdown. And Jay Ajayi, who was traded to the Eagles in the season from the Dolphins. Wow. Eagles made some good moves. Led the team in rushing yards with 73 yards on 18 carries. Patrick Robinson, the veteran cornerback who was playing in his 8th season in the NFL, had a pick 6. He returned an interception for 50 yards into the end zone. This got the Eagles pumped up, and the Vikings could not stop their momentum. Case Keenum, who had a really solid season for the Vikings, just couldn't show up when he needed to and threw 2 interceptions against the Eagles. Keenum, though, he had a solid season. I mean, you can't say anything bad about this guy. He's coming from the Rams, never really was too good until this year, and he really led the Vikings to a very successful year. Congrats, Keenum. I hope you get re-signed. But it was just a very rough game for the Vikings and a spectacular game for the Eagles. The underdogs wanted to advance to the Super Bowl, and they did. They've had it on their mind since the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, and they wanted to prove the doubters wrong, and they did. They're going to the Super Bowl. Now let's talk about the big game. Super Bowl 52. The last time the Eagles and Patriots met in the Super Bowl was back in 2004, where the Patriots won their 3rd Super Bowl in 4 seasons. The Eagles do not want to let history repeat itself. The Patriots are favored over the Eagles mainly because of the fact it is Nick Foles, who is a solid backup quarterback. He had a solid time at a point, but that was a pass. I can't even remember what year it was. He played well against the Vikings, but Nick Foles just, to me, isn't a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl. And you're going against Tom Brady, who I'm not even going to say arguably. I'm going to say he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm not a big fan of either team, so all I can ask for as a fan of the NFL and football is a close game, just like last year where the Patriots defeated the Falcons sadly. 28-3. That was a big comeback for the Patriots. They deserved to win that game, and that was the first ever overtime game. All you can ask for is, half as good as a game as that. I'm hoping the Eagles can come out on top because, in case you do not already know, and if you already do, shout out to you, I'm a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And if the Patriots win, they will be tied with the Steelers for the most Super Bowl victories with 6. And if they get tied, I can't brag about the Steelers for having 6. In case you're friends with a Steelers fan, you know that's all we talk about. Oh, we have 6 Super Bowls. We're better than you. But let's get back on topic. I really believe the Eagles will have a solid chance to defeat the Patriots. If their defense shows up like they did against the Vikings and their defensive line continues to play like they have all season long, Brandon Graham, defensive end, Chris Long, Fletcher Cox, who is a defensive tackle, has been vital for the Eagles defense throughout the season and the playoffs. You cannot stop Brady. It's just impossible. But you can attempt to slow him down. Maybe a little. And if the Eagles defense can slow them down and contain Brady and Amendola and the rest of the Patriots offense, they will have a good chance of winning Super Bowl 52. Brady, who had his hand messed up, he had stitches, still came out on top against the Jaguars. My prediction is Patriots 31, Eagles 21. Like I said, you can't stop Brady. And the Patriots offense, and after what I witnessed in the conference championship against the Jaguars, that team is just, sadly, they're going to win their second consecutive Super Bowl, I believe. But it will be a good game. Whether you are an NFL fan or not, I advise you to watch the Super Bowl. It is always full of entertainment and surprises. Even the commercials are interesting. I hate commercials. You hate commercials. We all do, but these ones are actually pretty entertaining. Justin Timberlake will be performing for the halftime show, and I'm sure just like every year it'll be an exciting show. But of course, I'm wanting to watch the football. In case you don't watch football, watch that. The Super Bowl will be in 2 weeks on Sunday, February 4th. This Sunday will be the Pro Bowl for the players who had great seasons and were voted to be in the Pro Bowl. It's more for the fans. It's just an entertaining game. I can't even say entertaining. I'm probably not going to tune in. It bores me, but watch it. This episode was short and sweet. We will have plenty more videos to watch throughout the week, so make sure you stay tuned. Please show some support. Leave us a like, subscribe, and catch up on our series by watching our past episodes. Diego and I are very passionate in this channel. We're 2 high school students just trying to make it big in journalism. Please follow us on Twitter at TWS_podcast. I'm Jordan Rocco, and I hope you enjoyed episode 8 of the World of Sports podcast.